I have to believe that 100 out of 5,000 means cannibalism must have been on the table at some point. Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stone Face Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Arcloid, and we are here with another episode of One Piece. Why don't you regale us with what happened last time?
So Don Krieg rolled up to the Baratie in a very busted up ship, and everybody was scared of him. But Sanji did his thing and fed him, and once again gave us an exposition on his whole philosophy as a chef, being that hungry people are customers no matter how much money they have. So he fed Don Krieg, who had, and while Krieg was eating, Gin promised that the Don wouldn't turn on them, but he did anyway, as a pirate would, and he clotheslined Sanji and demanded food for the 100 out of 5,000 of the surviving crew. And there was a bit of a bust up about that. Not quite a big fight, but there was still violence until Zeff, the owner, came out and scared six shades of shit out of Don Krieg.
Well, that was on
So
the
now
next time on part.
that'll be on next time on. You're right. So
No,
we
was
get
it?
to see that come out.
Yeah, it was. Wasn't it?
It might have been the very end of it. Like he got scared of Don Krieg, and Don Krieg got scared of Zeff, and then it ended.
In my memory, it's hard to remember what's the next time on and what was the very end of the episode.
Well, we may or may not know in canon whether or not Don Krieg is scared of Zeff then, but
I don't think
uh,
anyone's scared of anybody in a cannon.
I'm pretty sure that Zeff is the one who brought out the food for the crew, and that's when Don Krieg noticed him,
Yeah,
and that happened at the end of the episode.
yeah.
Okay, then.
Well, I
That's at
mean,
least what I remember.
was that everything you got? Anything you want to
Yeah.
say before the episode starts?
I do believe there's going to be some good exposition as to why Don Krieg is scared of Zeff, and I want to see why I was wrong about that in the last episode when I didn't know why he would be scared of him. So that is one thing about me. I like being proved wrong.
Yeah. Your boy Jason sent us any words of wisdom?
Not yet. I did tell him we've been watching this, and he hasn't said anything yet. I'm going to ask him if I was right about Luffy using the word that that has both the connotations of crew and family, to see if I was right about that, if I remembered him correctly.
Well, I mean, all you gotta do is get to him before this gets to the comment section of YouTube.
Yep.
Alright, is that all you got then?
That is all I have.
Alright, well, I say we go ahead and get started then. But before we get started, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below to feed that algorithm. On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered, uncensored, and uncut, as well as some early access stuff, you can check it out over on the Patreon. It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure. It's all to support the channel, just a little bit extra.
Yeah.
I just remembered something. I'm
What did you
pretty sure
remember?
Don Krieg wants to take over the Baratie.
Damn you! Next time, Gadget.
uh,
Next time.
just occurred to me out of nowhere. I don't know why it popped in my head.
Yeah, where could that have come from, I wonder?
I don't know. What do you think about that?
I think it's true.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I didn't take away any further thoughts you may have had.
And I'm just glad that you said it so I didn't have to. Thank you. It saved me the effort.
Well, really, it's not about what I remember, since, I've seen most of these episodes already. But my thing is I've only seen them once, and my memory tends to shrink everything. So, like, out of 1,000 episodes, I probably just remember all the high points, which means that I remember the show being more like 300 episodes, I guess.
Yeah, you don't have all the filler in your head.
Well, not so much the filler. Kind of like the way Full Metal Alchemist, the original one, this is me to the audience, I guess, since you didn't see that one. The way Full Metal Alchemist, the original, tended to do things like 4 or 5 episodes, where Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood did everything in one episode. So I remember, kind of like Dragon Ball Z or whatever. I remember the Namek in my head is only a couple of episodes, whereas Namek for real is like 30 episodes.
So you're talking DBZ. I don't remember Goku going to Namek in Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't see that
said
episode.
the word Z.
Okay, I didn't hear it.
So
He's literally throwing that food down his gullet.
we're starving. He literally said, "I can't remember the last time I ate."
Chains on his neck do change size. They used to be bigger.
This is a flashback. This is the used to be.
Well, yeah, but in another clip, those chains were thicker.
They didn't reanimate the scene for a
No,
flashback.
I'm
This
saying
is
in a
the same
different,
scene.
in a different clip, not the clip they're replaying now. Like when he was first introduced, they kind of showed his head down, and you could see the chains around his neck, and it's thicker. I could be wrong.
What chains?
Well, they're gone now. I guess it turned into his armor.
No, you can see
Because
his
that just
armor
made me.
underneath his shirt.
Yep, that did happen last episode. Right at the very end. Great pirate Redfoot Zeff. Well, I guess you don't get an epic mustache like that without being a pirate.
A lot of blood on everybody. Nobody's bleeding.
And they all got shot recently too. Oh, he's a legend. Ooh, low blow going for the disability.
I mean, he has another foot.
True. And they could have given him a steel leg so he could like swat people with that.
片方の足を失うということは戦闘不能を意味するはず。戦闘がどうした？足はなくとも料理はできる。この両手があればな。てめえ何が言いてんだ？はっきり言ってみろ。
Favorite pirate in this arc is Nameless.
あのグランドラインに入り無傷で帰った男。その丸1年の後悔を記録した後悔日誌があるはずだ。 それを俺によこせ。
He's been to the Grand Line.
へえ、おっ
Nice.
さんもグランドライン入ったこ
I
とあ
mean,
る
they
ん
both
だ。
have.
まあな、公開にしか確かにそれは俺の手元にある。だが渡すわけにはいかんな。
Zeff's not scared of Krieg. Help him. No, you can't, because Luffy's going to do it.
I guess it's the thing that Luffy always has to do in every arc is prove that he's not afraid.
Right? That's why he blew off Gin's warning about the Grand Line. Seven days, 5,000 men. That's a death toll right there.
Like you said, bullets. The one thing we know doesn't work on Luffy.
Makes you wonder how he aims those.
I don't know. Eyesight.
Oh, look at Usopp there shivering. We don't need our best friend too. Yup, that's my buddy.
That's your boy.
そいつらはお前の仲間か？ずいぶんささやかなメンバーだな。
何言ってんだ。あと二人い
Two
る。
more.
おい、それ俺を入れただろ。貴様らの相手は後回しだ。俺は部下どもに飯を食わせてくる。死にたくねえやつは
I have to
この間に
believe
店を捨てて逃げる
that 100 out of 5,000 means cannibalism must have been on the table at some point.
この船だけだ。
On the table. Very good
そ
pun.
れでも無駄に殺されることを願うなら面倒だが俺が海へ葬ってやる。そう思え。
Movies will send their love and peace. Where have they been this whole time? It's
On the boat.
ship. Oops.
Ah, the good old anime no homo.
That was interesting. Oh, is that who's that? One of those group. Him? Him?
Well, then you had a pretty shitty imagination then.
That's why Satan's undecided. All of these oversized utensils they all have. What do you do with a fork that big besides pitch hay?
I don't know, cook on one of those giant grills, griddle things, griddle things.
I always have to cook with anything.
これから俺がてめえの仲間をぶちのめそうとも文句は言わせねえ。この店を乗っ取ろうってんなら俺はたとえてめえでも容赦なく殺す。いいな。
Sanji's a tough guy too.
自分で生かしといて殺すんじゃ世話ねえな、サンジ。うるせえクソコック。
なんかあいついいだろ。
I mean, it's no different than Goku tossing someone a sensu bean before a fight.
落ち着け。
Exactly.
って言ってもボロボロの怪我人だぜ。
ゲン、お前グランドラインのこと何
So
も
didn't he do that with
言ってたよな。
Frieza?
言ってきたのにか。
Yeah, with Cell.
Oh, so yeah. And then sick this kid
わ
on him.
からねえのは事実さ。グランドラインに入って7日目のあの海での出来事が夢なのか現実なのかいまだに。
Who was that dude in the cape? Wiped out by one man. See
I
what one
think
man is.
they've only been hinted at before. Obviously, I know, so I can't just, like, say it.
It's got me all in suspense. Reminds me of a Warhammer Witchfinder. Witch Hunter, rather.
Well, one. The answer is one. It's obviously the biggest clue right there.
Hawkeyes. You know, I think we've heard of a name of that had hawk in it. I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh damn! I love that hat.
Yep, you need a two-story restaurant to be able to accommodate it.
Doorways alone, yeah.
ザクザクするなやっぱそうでなくちゃな。
てめえは少しは身の危険を知れ。でもこれで
I'd say
俺
his
の
skull
目
is
的は
sick. It's
完
kind
全
of
にグラン
rubbery
ドライン
now.
に絞られた。
え
あの男にはそこに行けば会えるんだ。バカじゃねえのか。お前ら真っ先に死ぬタイプだな。当たってるけどな。バカは余計だ。
Like that, yeah, he doesn't call it stupid.
剣士として最強を目指すと決めた時から命なんてとうに捨ててる。この俺をバカと呼んでいいのはそれを決めた俺だけだ。
ああ、俺もでも海の男として当然だ。
I thought he was gonna lay him out with that. He just tapped him.
バカバカしい。おいおい。
Patty has a thick fork.
Not really a fleet anymore either.
I wouldn't call it a fleet. That fat fish. He's gonna put them all back in the line. Literally back in the line. Oh damn!
More food for those of you who already went cannibal.
Yep. No, happy about it. See the green candle flame before we go. Oh no! I've seen that big sword before. With that giant ass butter knives.
He's back.
Miho the Hawk, is that his name?
So close.
How did they should be able to lift out of the air like that?
まずい。何も予策もジョニーも表の船に乗ったままだ。
Oh,
もう手遅れかもしれねえぞ。
So your boy's just comic relief.
I don't mind. Oh no, the Going Mary is sinking.
No, they're in the water.
無事か。
船がないぞ。ナミはどうした？それがいません兄貴。もうここにはいないです。
じゃあね。あいつらに言っといて。
ナミの姉貴は。
縁があったらまた会いましょうって。
Damn, now we just took all the ship and everything.
なんだと。
So, yep.
Well, who else would it be?
Well, everybody has arms.
No? Not everybody has arms. Don't be ableist. You of all people.
Yeah, you're right. Almost everybody has arms.
We literally just introduced the concept that he's the reason why Zoro went out to the sea.
And I guess he doesn't feel he's ready to face this challenge yet. He's not quite the world's strongest swordsman. Then.
I just mean that he's the guy who they've been talking about this whole time. Why wouldn't it be Zoro? Who else would it have been?
He's got a point there, but it could have been Luffy excited for a challenge too.
Those look like Luffy's arms.
Yeah, Luffy's arms are much skinnier. They don't have muscle lines in them.
If anybody else you could name who that possibly could have been, their arms are different or they're wearing a different clothing.
Everybody with Sanji in this shot is wearing like short sleeves or no sleeves.
Usopp has darker skin. Nami is not on that place, and Sanji obviously is wearing a jacket, and Luffy has skinnier arms. Couldn't have been anybody else.
誰だあいつ。
俺が探し続けた男だ。こんなに早く会えるとは思わなかったぜ。
勝負すんのか。
ああ、あいつに出会うために海へ出たんだ。
おいゾロ、どうしちゃったんだよ。
世界はこんなに遠いのか。これが世界最強。
ゾロ。次回ワンピース坂の目のミホーク剣豪ゾロ海に散る。
That's a big sword too. I saw the guys on me make it. Baltimore knife and sword. They made the guard out of wood just to keep it light enough to carry.
I don't know, when it comes to large swords, I think most people lean towards Guts from Berserk.
Yeah, or more recently, because more people are exposed to it, but Final Fantasy VII.
Right. I just think Guts' sword is bigger than that one.
Right, but the guard is huge.
No, the Final Fantasy sword doesn't have a guard.
No, the guard on Hawkeye's sword is huge.
Sure, but what does that do for you? It's
In a
only
way,
good if you're getting attacked by Guts.
right?
As I'm saying, you need a Guts or a Final Fantasy VII sword to be attacking you to need a guard that big. Also, conceivably, you need to be shit at swordplay to need a guard that big.
Well, on Wii Hunters and other such swords, the guards were long, but they were only just strong enough to catch a sword blow.
There's
And they were only just long enough to guard the hands between the end of the guard and the pommel.
There is a YouTube channel, I can't remember what it is, but it's a sword school in Japan, where literally they just test all this kind of shit. Or they show their reactions to it. And
Yeah,
one of them was literally Western swords versus a katana. And the whole thing is literally just shifting the fulcrum of the sword so that they slide off and away, and then you attack them again. So literally, katana, doesn't. I mean, the swords that they use in their examples don't have guards. And they literally don't get hit because they're literally shifting the weight or the swing of the sword away from them.
Right. So
So thus, in this
guards,
as an example, the master does not need a guard.
right. They train because they don't have it. But you can do different things with a sword if you do have a guard. Like you can keep it more forward of yourself and
Sure, at that
leave
point,
your
then
hand
why
where
don't
it
you just
would be
use?
otherwise exposed.
At that point, why don't you just use a sai, right, or a sword breaker?
For sure.
If you're dedicated to the concept of I need a guard, then why don't you just use a thing where the guard is the weapon?
I mean, there is a reason why sabers have their hand baskets and stuff like that.
Yeah, to carry them.
I'm talking about the basket hilt or the 3-bar hilt.
Oh, those ugly ass things.
Yeah.
Well, I think the last one you said is, I don't know, actually. I know what you're talking about, and I remember the explanation for it. Well, I don't remember the explanation for it. I just remember that there was one. Anyway, anything about this episode you want to say?
Well, it was interesting hearing that Zeff, I almost forgot his name, was at the Grand Line and has a logbook of how he survived it. And I don't know, but trying to think here. Seeing how Krieg was scared of him but still made demands of him was strange. Like, well, he thought he was the stronger man now because he has both his legs, which was, like I said, kind of ableist and bullshit. But the fact was, Zeff still stood up for himself. He just gave him those shits. And then Luffy steps up to say, "Hey, I'm going to be king of the pirates, not you. You're not going to go back there before me." And I don't know, it was standard Luffy, and it was good to see him do that, of course, and just challenge, make light of what Don Krieg's 5,000 man crew went through. Like you said, probably cannibalism was involved. I had fun watching it, and I look forward to next episode.
Alright then. Well, I think with that said, we're going to go ahead and wrap up here for today. Once again, I have been Theta. This has been Arcloid. We've been Stone Face Reactions. We will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?